Today we are needle felting these darling dust bunnies. This project was created by Fairy Emily to be an absolute beginner needle felting project and also a great scrap buster. You can use them to accent gifts, something in your home, or even watch over your work area.
We'll use core wool to create our bunny shape, and then I'll show you how to attach ears as well as a bunch of colorful fibers to create a one-of-a-kind bunny.
Hey friends, today I'm here with Fairy Emily.
And I'm here with Marie.
I am so excited to bring you Emily's first project here at LivingFelt, and when she shared these little dust bunnies with us, we all fell in love. Yeah, she pretty much won our hearts over with this project, so everybody had to get involved, and so thanks for sharing your project with us.
Yeah, of course, that's so fun to make. For this project, you'll need a wow mat. This is our 17 by 17, but you could get away with a 5 by 5. And then for your basic tools, we've got a 32 triangle needle, a 36 triangle, a 40 triangle, and then a 42 triangle. And then on our poquito here, we've got 3 40 triangles. And your core wool could be scrappy as well. We've got about ½ an ounce here. And then you'll want to grab a great mix of fibers. We've got anything from coarse to fine, even some embellishments.
Now, are there any rules here? Do you use some fine fibers, or are you using like all needle felting wool?
I'm using all kinds of fibers. I think there's even some merino top and short fiber in here.
So anything goes.
Yeah, there's really no rules.
Super fun.
We're going to start with our long strip of core wool, and I'm going to be using a 36 triangle. Start by rolling a long tube and kind of tuck in the ends to create that egg-like shape. And as you're going, you can kind of see if he's going to be the size you like. Bunnies come in all shapes and sizes. It doesn't have to be super firm. It can be kind of loose, however you really like it. It's your choice. This is about the desired size I like, so I'll start shaping him. Just working around the bunny to kind of sculpt it into the shape that I like and tack down all of that core wool. I haven't totally mastered rolling my shapes tightly in the beginning, so sometimes they're a little bit loose. So in order to fix that, we're gonna switch from using our single needle to a poquito tool loaded with 40 triangles. Help us felt that shape a bit faster.
I agree with you, Emily. That is a great sculpting tool. It's really good for compaction, right?
I agree.
So the difference is, y'all, if you're using a really coarse needle to try and get all this compaction, it's very aggressive and wants to poke through all those layers of air and has a difficult time grabbing the fibers because there's a lot of space between them. But if you use the poquito or some other cluster tool with finer needles, you'll see that that general compaction and shaping goes a lot faster and more uniformly. It's going to be less lumpy and odd. So what's our goal, Emily? What's the shape we're going for right now?
I really like my bunnies to be very round, so I'm going for kind of an egg shape with a bit of a flat bottom so that he can stand up and sculpt all the way around him.
Okay, for beginners, Emily, why do they want to keep their felt piece down on the mat?
It'll help you not poke yourself, first of all.
Primarily. Okay, good tip, good tip.
Right now my bunny is about 4/10 of an ounce. He's still pretty soft. So we're gonna go ahead and sculpt in his head. I'm gonna be using a very coarse needle. This is a 32 triangle to help give us that head shape. So I start by just going all the way around in a circle to kind of give him his neck so you can know where you're going. Once you've gone all the way around, now you kind of have a head started. So you can really sculpt it to the shape that you want, define the neck more, smooth it out more. Sometimes this is where I decide where I want the face to be or the ears to be. So he's kind of leaning a little bit more this way right now. So I would pick for this to be his nose and his ears to be at the back. So that's important to think about when you're sculpting his face. Now we're going to be smoothing him out all the way around, get rid of all of his lumps and bumps once you've really got his head shape where you kind of like it. Smooth him out so he looks nice and smooth. Step 1 was creating our underbun, and step 2 was carving the head. Now we'll move on to step 3, which is creating the ears and a tail. To make 2 ears of equal size, you'll want to take 2 equal pieces of core wool. It's kind of like a little bit of a flat log, and then I tack it down. And then once you've got it a bit needle felted, you'll want to curve over that top of the ear to make it rounded. I'm leaving some extra loose core wool here so that it can easily be attached and blended in to the body. Just rolling him on the mat to kind of create a rounder shape. Be sure to leave a little bit of loose wool on the edge of your ear so that you can attach it to the head of your bunny and smooth it in.
I like these big, lumpy looking ears. Not lumpy, chunky. That's the word I was looking for, chunky ears.
When you think of a bunny, you think ears. So.
Yeah.
So I'm just flattening them out now that we've got that rounded shape we like.
You flatten the one side?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
One side, and then I may flip him over and smooth out the back side. So you may go longer and skinnier, floppier. That's about an ear shape.
Cute.
And then for the tail, you really just need a small amount of core wool. I'm just doing that same rolling process again. Tuck in your sides. Just making a very small cotton ball. Since I'm going to be covering my tail in color, I'm going to go ahead and attach it now. If you want to leave yours white, save this step for the end. Now that I have the tail in the place I want, I'm going to go ahead and use my 36 triangle to attach it. We're going to be covering this ear entirely with color. We're going to be using our fine felting needles. I've got a 40 triangle and a 42 triangle. We're going to go all around the ear using a great mix of fibers. I've got some sari silk and some Angelina, as well as some wool batting. We could mix those together using our fingers to create a nice little bat of our own, and then loosely lay that over your ear and needle felt it in. It's okay if you have a little bit of core wool still peeking through the base of the ear, because when we add it to the bunny's head, we will blend that in and cover it with more color. Our ears are now finished and ready for Bunny, and he is ready for his ears. To attach the ears, I like to use the straight pins to stick them in place, and then once I'm happy with their location and they feel kind of even with each other, I'll fluff out that base that we left unfelted so that I can blend it into the head. I'm using a 40 triangle for this step. You'll notice when you needle felt parallel with the ear directly into the base of the head that the base of those ears will really firm up and become less floppy. Make sure that your ears are securely attached before moving on to the next step. Now it's time for the fun part. We're going to color the bunny all the way around using that selection of fibers we picked out. You can hand blend them or use a mini hand carder, and we're going to try our best to get an even layer all around the bunny. You'll want to make sure that you cover it completely, just like we did with the ears. Use your fine needles like your 40 triangle or 42 triangle. You may even find the poquito useful for this step as well to help you get a nice smooth finish all across your bunny. Needle felt all around your bun at different angles. Our bunny is all finished and smoothed out. I don't think I'm gonna add an eyes and a nose for this one, but if you wanted to, I did in my original bunny, and I just used some core wool and a little bit of black fiber. What I really like about this guy is just how carefree he is. You can really just go anywhere with it. I love how round I made this one and how long his ears are. And especially, you can't forget his little tail. That might be my favorite part. This project is really for everyone, so don't throw away those extra scraps you have laying around. They could be from a kit, like this guy was leftovers from our Sweetheart Cookie project. And then if you have something, maybe a color that wasn't your favorite color or wasn't what you were expecting, maybe something with a little bit too much vegetable matter, save it. This is the project to use it for. These bunnies are really carefree and they just really capture all the personality.
Yeah. I love every single one. Yeah. So we hope you guys have fun with this project. And if you're looking for more fun with needle felting buns, check out this next video right here.